Morning, folks. People don't change, and you cannot change people. It's not possible. What is possible, you can change their point of view and their perception. As always, although I have a rough idea, I don't know where this video is going to. We'll find out. Big fun. Now, as I told you before, I've been married 18 years to a psychologist and was a highly toxic relationship. But anyway, I'm not angry at all. I closed the book and I'm happy because I learned a lot. She was a very clever person and she was a master of manipulation. Respect. Anyway, nowadays you have some fancy words for that. When I was still married, didn't know how to put a finger on it. Now you have words like gatekeeping and gaslighting. You can Google it. It's funny. Whatsoever, now I think that her end goal was, destroying my personality to make her, I don't know, puppet on a string without own will. Who knows? But anyway, I'm out of it. I learned a lot. And now I'm resistant or immune against any kind of manipulation. I know all the tricks. Don't even try. Now what's the point? When I walked my first Camino in 2015, I was still married, and on the Camino I met a lot of awesome people, and I came to the conclusion that there's a lot of people out there who like me exactly the way that I am, and who showed me that it's not my fault, and that rebuilt my self-confidence. Now in my next Camino 2016, I met my Italian girl, and when I came back home, I filed for divorce. And here I am. Now that was just the introduction. Initially I want to talk about manipulation, gatekeeping, and gaslighting. Our daily life. Now, how does it feel when you walk the Camino? Your entire day consists of getting up, having breakfast, walk, meet people, have a break, dinner, sleep, the next day again. Easy life, happy life. Now, why is that? You're completely out of everything. No distraction at all. No TV, no radio, no newspapers, because in general you don't understand the language. And you're only around people that are in the same situation like you are. Now prove me wrong. But I believe that with public media or even social media, the only intention is to manipulate you, to keep you in a constant state of nervosity, anxiety, uncertainty. Because in that state, you're easy to manipulate. Day in, day out, media presents you war, catastrophes, death, climate change, politics. You don't feel good with that. And slowly you implement the prepared opinion. Now that might sound like a conspiracy theory. But when you're on the Camino, you don't have all this bombardment. And you feel happy. You feel lighthearted. You feel free. And you think, why couldn't be life always like that? In fact, it is possible. But it's hard. I tell you how I managed it. Let's start with social media. For example, Facebook. I had a Facebook account because 2015, most of the people on the Camino had a Facebook account and was the easiest way to stay in contact. But by time, I don't know, Facebook got more and more angry and aggressive, negative. And when I finally quit Facebook was when in the US was around this anti-abortion thing, Roe v. Wade and stuff like that. One of my Facebook friends from the States shared a comment from a lady who said, when a woman gets pregnant, it's the man's fault. And I commented, how is that? I always thought that, let's say, physical interaction is always two people. That was all. And what do you think? It was such an avalanche of hate from all over the world that I said, okay guys, I'm out of here. This is my last post. If you want to stay in contact, this is the link to my YouTube channel. You can go there. If you don't, have a good one. And I was out. In the beginning it was hard because Facebook was part of my daily routine. But now I don't need it anymore. And then pandemic started. And no matter what channel you watched, everywhere, death, more death. We are all gonna die. You're gonna die if you don't do it that way. I didn't want to die. I wanted to live without any fear. And I quit watching TV. Now, of course, I'm still listening to the radio because I need music. But when there's news on the radio, I either switch the channel or I don't listen to it at all. So radio, not a big danger for me. Now, the only two media channels that I still use, well, maybe three, is Instagram, just as a spectator, I don't post myself. TikTok, for entertainment, and YouTube. But on these three channels, I can choose what I'm watching. If I don't want to get a certain kind of information, or if I feel manipulated, I just swipe away. Of course, the downside of that is I don't really know what's going on in the world. But on the other hand, do you? Because you only know what the media tells you. Doesn't have to be the truth. Whatever the topic, no matter if economy, war, climate crisis, you cannot change anything. The only thing you can do is you can try not to be an additional dickhead and make it worse. But you don't change anything at all. And you don't change anything. You don't make the situation better by feeling bad. Now, for example, good example for gaslighting. Cheap flights. Now again, they are talking about making the flights more expensive, taxing the kerosene. But the problem is not the usual Bob who goes on holiday once a year with his family. The problem is the business people, very important people who have to be very fast at one certain place because they are so important. The world stops revolving without them. They go by plane, no matter what price. Why? Because they don't pay it at all. The company pays. And what happens if they tax kerosene? And the government gets more taxes. What do you think? Do you think the taxes will be used for protecting the environment? Give me a break. And you know, they feed you with information. They build your opinion. And you start shouting at people that want to go on holiday once a year. It's crazy. This is manipulation at its best. Anyway, I think it's gonna rain. I have to finish. Now, for myself, I quit all those possibilities of manipulation. I don't know anything anymore. But I don't worry anymore. I am living the last 20 or 30 years of my life. And I want it to be a good 20 or 30 years. And you can do yourself. Live the same way you live on the Camino, without any influence, without any distraction or manipulation. This being said, it's getting wet. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned, and take care. Buen Camino.